That's right, Michelle. It's not uncommon to see evictions taking place in downtown Johannesburg and Hillbrow in this instance. It's an area where the property prices have recently risen, where the demand for low-cost housing is high because of the central location to the Johannesburg CBD. And this morning we saw hundreds of residents of one such building in Hillbrow get a rude awakening when they found out that they were being evicted. Of course, like any eviction story that we cover, the tenants say they weren't aware of the evictions. The sheriffs that carry out the eviction on behalf of the court say that notices were handed out. And the property developers, of course, say they just want to make the whole place better and safer. We can establish that they were in fact paying rent, but the question is, who were they paying it to? The building in question was bought a year ago, but some of these residents have been staying in the building for about 25 to 27 years. So they were paying rent to a landlord who was not in fact the owner of the building. The owner of the building had a representative who was there who gave us a little bit of a tour to show us why it's not just illegal why they're staying there, but it's also hazardous. 2 or 3 of the flats in the building have been absolutely torched. From the ceilings to the ground, it's completely burnt out. This is what happens when there's often too many people staying in too few rooms and the electricity supply is overwhelmed. You start to see fires, and the owner was really asking us, whose liability is that? When somebody gets hurt or killed in this building, is it the owner or is it the people that choose to live there? Absolutely, Michelle. It's the middle of winter, and as you saw, there's children that are out on the street, and not only they're the people, but also their belongings, their fridges, their televisions, their furniture, lifetimes worth of photos and memories, books. The thing is, we spoke to the city of Joburg, and they won't directly take responsibility for these people either. They say that it's not their building, they're not carrying it out. In fact, they didn't even know the eviction was taking place until we showed them the eviction notice. And the new property owner isn't taking responsibility either. So from what we can see at the moment, you've got hundreds of people, dozens of families that are strewed across the tarmac with nowhere to go. But of course, in any situation like this, you get entrepreneurs that try to make the best of any tragedy. We saw a number of individuals in Hillbrow that were handing out pamphlets saying that they had accommodation for 1,500, 2,000 rand a month. So some people who do have the finances will be taken into other accommodation. But for now, it's unclear where most of the people are going to go.